feeling adventurous today, Lloyd? A randomizer, please.
Heyo everybody, and welcome back to DRG. Today we are doing the Randomizer Elite Deep Dive. If you don't know how it works, I drink a randomizer and then I try to guess what mods and what perks and what overclocks I have on all of my weapons and, you know, the nades and all that. I just try to guess, and then by stage 2 I will actually look at my build to see just how bad it is. One little liberty that I do give myself is I do get to see my primary weapon, which in this case is M1000. And also, if you try to actually look at your build in here, it'll show you that it's been blocked by randomizer, so you can't just pre-game it, dude. Anyway, let's get down into the Fragile Womb. That is a very unfortunate name. So, we have randomized into M1000. In my opinion, M1000 is probably the best one to randomize into because base gun is pretty good. Now, I have no idea about randomized gun. We have 8 shots, we have 36 bullets, which means we have ammo, and we don't have the mag size buff. So we have killer focus, and we have ammo in tier 1. We can figure out, that's a very quick. We don't have mark for death. We have improved winch, okay. This might be active stability engine, with how fast that reloads. That looks like a... Okay, so we don't have armor break, as we just found out there, because if we did have armor break, I would be able to one-shot that grunt. So we have some weird M1000 build. It might just be that we have focus speed and we like have minimal clips or something like that. What's our secondary? It is a 2-shot, which means it's not what is it? Double barrel is what I was about to say. We have strong arm? Yeah, we have strong arm. Yeah, I can tell that we have strong arm just from me throwing one stupid flare. We probably have weak point, to be honest, because of how much damage I just did to that guy. So far going well. We have 2 active perks that literally won't do anything on this mission. We have fire rate on our flare gun, which is fine. What nade do I have? Please. Okay, so we have, what is that? We have Shred Storm nade, which is, we have the, excuse me, not Shred Storm nade, what is it called? Voltaic Stun Sweepers. Voltaic Stun Sweepers are fine. When you are in Hazard 5, we have Veteran Depositor as well. When you are playing in normal, like Hazard 5 or Hazard 4 or whatever, the Voltaic Stun Sweeper is a insanely fine option to take. Do we have... We don't have It's a Bug thing, so I need to kill all these guys myself. Just shoot them all, alright? I don't actually care. We don't have mark for death. We have to have, like... We have Hoverclock. Okay, that was very simple to figure out, because I'm like, wait, there's one that I can very simply... Like, it feels like normal, and it's very easy to check, and that is Hoverclock. Hoverclock, in my opinion, is one of the most overrated things in the entire game. Why do I think that? Very simply, it doesn't do anything! Like, if I am playing Scout correctly, I shouldn't be taking all too much fall damage, even though, you know, everybody does take fall damage, like it happens to the best of us, and if I do have Hoverclock, I really shouldn't be taking fall damage. Where the hell is this crystal? Like, over here, in this corner over here? Okay. Neat crystal placement. Hoverclock doesn't do anything. Like, yes, I can float above the thing, but you know what I could also be taking? I could be taking Ass, I could be taking, you know, Super Cooling Chamber, I could be taking, you know, Electrocuting Focus Shots. It's just the opportunity cost for it is, in my opinion, too great. Even though that M1000 is a fantastic weapon base, I just don't like Hoverclock. And That's the only time that you're ever going to see me play with Overclock, is figuring out if I do have Overclock. God, you really toss those fucking flares far when you have strong arm, don't you? Alright, so we're Scout in a on-site refinery mission where everything is, like, directly above us. How the hell are we going to get up there? Well, I'll have a very simple answer. It is I build on top of this thing. Oh, hi everybody. Listen, man, could you like show up for half a second? Can you also show up for half a second? Whatever, dude. Just get absolutely blasted. We don't have shape shells. So we probably have, like, one of the clean... Do we? Okay, so from that right there, we don't have stun in our boomstick. Okay, don't reload it, right? It's not reloaded? Okay. Let's see if it reloads after 5 seconds, because that will tell us that we don't have fear.
Weapon ready.
I now need to check to see if we have Born Ready. Why does it share the same thing with Born Ready, dude? So we have the active that does, or the mod that does basically nothing on Scout, because most of the time you are running... pardon me, dude. I need to absolutely blast you. Most of the time you're running... Okay, you know what? That's fine. Born Ready anyway, but the modification that makes you auto-reload, which is noticeably only on Scout, for the flare gun and for boomstick, are terrible mods. Like, this is... Okay, I forgot to turn off all of my fans and stuff. I'm sorry. They're terrible mods. They don't do anything if you take a certain perk. They are the... Okay, why is this now going at full speed? Like, why do they exist? I understand that they were probably... Thank you, Hoverclock, for actively being bad. Really? Let's see if we have armor break. Well, that kind of shows up that we have armor break in tier 4 of that one mod, you know, boomstick. Let's not talk about how I messed that one up. Also, I'm actually liking the Glyphid Trophy Hunter. I was about to ask, what overclock do we have? It's... You know which overclock that we have. It doesn't matter which. Also, it really is a breath of fresh air to play a normal Hazard... I think this is 4. Hazard 4 mission without swarms. Because playing with swarms just means I need to freak out every single time I'm getting attacked by bugs. And now, it's just la-di-da, I'm just doing stuff, dude. Great. Notice how I haven't even used my grenade yet. Okay, sure. I thought you were going to shoot at me, but apparently not. We do not have damage on our power attack. We have, like, cooldown or AoE. Which one do we have? Cooldown? Just gonna assume, because it's already halfway through and it's been... I could count it, but I really don't... Like, the timing stuff, I will never actually get under my belt as correct. Because it's just... I don't care about taking the time to be like, yes, it has been 3 seconds. Or excuse me, it's been 10 seconds. This thing has not reloaded or whatever. I am A-okay with timing out like 5 seconds or something like that. But absolutely not. You... Mactera are fucking weird, dude. You know, if we had the charge speed for the shots, I assume they would charge, like, a lot faster, but I'm not entirely sure how the... Mostly because I don't play with M1, but I'm not entirely sure how fast the charge speed upgrade is. Because, A, I don't play with M1 all too much. I play with mostly Drac and GK because I dislike M1. Yeah, you heard that, right? I don't like M1. Main reason? Fire on release gun. Second reason? It's a high precision gun, and you've seen my aim. If you've watched these videos consistently, you have seen my aim whenever it actually matters. Because whenever I'm spray and praying, yeah, my aim's kind of good, but whenever I am taking focus shots, absolutely and absurdly, like, I miss half of them. It has been a... It is not a great experience. Now, M1000 does have some spray and pray things, but that's when the fire on release comes from. And I just don't like fire on release weapons. And that comes for Loki, that comes for EPC, that comes for Coil, though Coil not so much because it doesn't fire on release, it's a charge-based weapon. So, you know, it's better in that sense, which is probably why I like charged M1 more than I like... What the fuck did I just do? Like, I went over there to go hit the... Well, there is a bunch of bugs coming after me. I went over here to hit up the refinery, and then I just, like, straight up didn't. What's up with that, dude? Alright, there's a warden right there, and I'm not really too sure what I'm about to do with that warden, but the warden is being mildly annoying. By mildly annoying, I mean, why am I running back here as if I have... Why am I running back here as if I have... That didn't kill him. I probably missed his mouth. I probably have elemental insulation. As if I have an IFG. I don't have an IFG. I'm literally just running back here to grab the Nitra because, A, this is probably enough Nitra to last me the entirety of the mission and then some. Like, the entirety of the... As a slasher right behind me. Thank God it is Hazard 4. And also I'm solo. And also that is 2 oppressors. That is amazing. You also notice that my HP is 205, and that is because I drank a Red Rock Blasters because I happened to decide to, hey, let's record the Elite Deep Dive. And yes, that is actually intentional. I will decide to do the Elite Deep Dive when there is Red Rock Blasters. Does it matter all too much? It matters kind of. Like, Red Rock Blasters for people who are less skilled absolutely 100% matters more than, like, any other beer. Like, it is if I have to put it on a tier list, it is at number 1. Like, hands down, it is very, very good, especially since it makes it so that I don't have to really care about what's happening on the screen right now. I can more focus on talking. Tier list, it is in, like, S+ tier. It is a fantastic thing to have on you. And then, what's the next best beer? Good question. That's like, it'll be like Slayer Stouts probably. Red Rock Blasters also, or excuse me, not Red Rock. Rocky Mountain is also good depending on the mission and depending on how much you actually have to. That was so slow. I'm hoping that I can just get through this mission without having to grab a... I'm gonna have to get him to fix both of these, aren't I? Let's hope not. That is a lot of acid, huh? If I have to die for this, I am perfectly fine with going down for this, because keeping a resupply, keeping 233, I know it's not gonna matter at the very end of the day, but it makes me feel better, alright? That's what it... Yeah? Okay, well, I'm just gonna go this way. It makes me feel a lot better. And also we have another 40 Nitra that I need to deposit. Now, I do have Veteran Depositor, which means it is better to fight around the Liquid Morkite well. I wonder if the bugs can get me if I'm up here. I mean, yeah, you can get me, but, like, you're not a bug. Yeah, they can't get me if I'm up here. Alright, wonderful. Now we can step off of there since I have discovered that they can't shoot me. Or, excuse me, hit me while I'm up there. And that would be cheating. Now, there is, like, a Hoverclock being Hoverclock again, forgetting about it, and then remembering that, hey, it exists whenever it blocks my vision. Because most of what my problem with Hoverclock is that I don't play with it all too often, so whenever I do play with it, it just, like, gets in the heckin' way, dude. It really does actually get in the way for my own personal sanity. What's my... Good job on that one. I also bonked my head on the freaking ceiling. I also, you know, took more unnecessary damage. Luckily, it literally doesn't matter, because there is so much red sugar in this area that who cares? I am afraid of a hot drop, which we do have 3 voltaic stun sweepers for a hot drop event, which hot drops will happen in point extract. They will happen in point extract, eggs, and all of that. I also haven't checked for my last one, but it's probably going to be like elemental insulation, unstoppable, and friendly are going to be the last 3 that I check, because why would I check those? Alright, I would have to pay specific attention to that. The only reason I got strong arm out of that is because I've been playing a lot of DRG recently. There's a lot of bugs. And I've just been accustomed to the flare speed. That's not good. Salvage operation is one of the hardest for Scout to do because it requires you to hold down an area, and Scout's best thing is kiting bugs. Low gravity helps with the kiting bugs, but salvage is the opposite of that. Luckily, we have voltaic stun sweepers, and we can just walk over to the drop pod, call down my resupply, or get a resupply naturally through the mission. Also, not a hot drop mission, so it is fantastic for what I just did, which is go into the next stage with 0 ammo. If you're playing this game seriously, you'll never go into the next stage with no ammo. Always resupply before the next stage because of those hot drop potentials. I just do it because I think hot drops are fun. Anyway, yeah. Alright, so I have a decision to make. Do I call down a resupply pod right now, or do I try to force my way to the pod, to the rescue pod that I will be going down in, or the whatever it is. Forget what it's actually called. The salvage operation pod, the drop pod. Listen, man, I don't know what it's actually called. The one that's specifically on salvage operations. I think it's literally just still called a drop pod. Or do I call down a resupply now and just like eat the consequences? And we all know what's the fun one that I'm going to be doing. It's that one. Anyway, let's take a look at my perks right now and my stuff. I figured that I had 2 cleans because there was nothing special going on about Jury Rig Boomstick. I didn't notice the lack of ammo from, like, jumbo rounds or something like that, so I just assumed. Anyway, we have ammo, better weight balance, killer focus, hollow points, and stun. Didn't even comment on the fact that it stuns, because anytime I focus fired a bug, it usually died. I think I could have figured it out in, like, the first focus shot that I did on a basic grunt, but I didn't clock it, nor did it matter, and it's also the one that I run the most, so I didn't call it out as weird. Anyway, we have a full damage boomstick. Honestly, if I paid more attention in school, I probably would have noticed this. We have a fire rate, which is the normal boomstick. We have armor break and auto reload. All of this is, I clock that stuff. We have breathing room. No way for me to have told until, you know, I broke my shield and, you know, shock happened or whatever. We have HP, and we have improved shield generator. We have veteran depositor, friendly, and strong arm. I did call that we would probably have one of the 3 perks that I didn't check, which was friendly, elemental installation, and unstoppable. We have 2 grapple speeds. We have the hook shoots at a higher speed, and safety first. I assume safety first would have a effect on it, just like the safety first on the gunner's zipline, but apparently not. And then we have this basic thing, and we have cooldown. So, all in all, a decent build, and by decent build, I mean this is genuinely, like, some not okay stuff in some tiers, but, like, it is perfectly acceptable for a deep dive. At least, you know, if you're good at the game, is what I am saying. Anyway, if you can't tell what I am doing, I'm going to push towards the drop pod, and just assume I can make it to the drop pod, because I am Scout, and call down the thing in a more optimal location rather than starting it all the way over here. Now, I could just, you know, pull it down in this hallway and be fine, but I am a dummy-dumb that won't do that, and we already have consequences of my actions, which is a wave heading towards me right here. I don't know if that's like a full wave, or if that's just something that I don't have to care about. Okay, well, we already have something that I need to care about, which is a scale bramble and a... Hi, Praetorian, what's going on? Do you want to not be there? Okay, we're going to place this over here. Hopefully I'm not in the way of anything. This is possibly not for the best, but here's what I have to say to this. I have stun sweepers. That is a fucking leech, dude. Can Bosco kill that leech before I have to deal with it? Alright. Don't hit me. Just don't. Just simply... Okay, well, you know what? Take two. Don't hit me again. Also, don't go down to this. Well, we did it. Was that worth it? I don't think that was worth it in the slightest, but... You know what was it was quite funny. Can I stop being pulled and pushed and like all of this other God? This is why you take grapple speed. Or excuse me. Yeah, that's why you take grapple speed and not winch speed. All right. Back to the grind. We don't have resupplier, so we actually do have to reload my stuff. Unfortunately, that is very fine. We don't have armor break on my... I have to armor break that man normally. Luckily, that's, like, perfectly acceptable in this day and age, is using your own skills to do something. Alright, hello Praetorian, how's it going? I'm fighting next to Molly because of Veteran Depositor. Now, Veteran Depositor is a very, very nice buff to my overall damage. I do kind of we don't have weak point. Why am I, like, going around trying to weak point shot? I don't know. No, that's probably not good. The fact that there is a... the fact that there is a way... I'm sorry, I was more mesmerized by the fact that there was a... There was the low grav thing. Also, this build is not great for dealing with bugs right in the moment. I think the best thing that we have for dealing with bugs right in the moment is my great personality, maybe? Where is that Stingtail so I can just ping him and just... Why is Molly all the way up? I forget that that actually does damage. Why is Molly all the way up there? That is another leech. Is that the same leech? I don't think so. God, this build would be so much better with any form of blow-through. That would really tie this whole thing up together. And the fact that we don't have any form of blow-through really does make the future section absolutely and absurdly cursed to even think about. We have another wave. Hopefully there's no Mactera associated with this wave. There is Exploders. And I absolutely can't get that before... Where the hell is that Stingtail? I absolutely couldn't get that. Stingtail is going to walk up and get blasted to hell and back. He didn't die to that? Excuse me? Okay. Sure. We have another wave as well, but it's just literally like one Praetorian and the rest is, you know, basic chaff, which... Basic chaff is what I've been struggling with this entire time, so it's an effective strategy. Especially since I can one-shot them if I click them in the head. But if I don't click them in the head, it's really bad. It really is just aim training, isn't it? And I haven't been great for aim training in a long time. And by aim training, I mean, I don't think I've ever played an aim training game or anything, like, associated with aim training. I know the relationship tried to get me into CS, and that is like a brick wall in my brain for I don't like competitive game. And I definitely don't like competitive shooters. No, I tried to get the relationship to play Rainbow Six Siege, so you know what does this statement even mean? But I am not great at aim. Like Twitch reaction gaming and aiming, not my forte. What would be my if I have to pick a competitive game, what would be it and why? The competitive game that I used to play a lot was I played Heroes of the Storm a little bit before, you know, that got, you know, the player base died off, and also I just stopped playing it. But that's like the main competitive game that I played. There was also, you know, in a Minecraft minigame server, there was a thing called Ghostcraft, which was basically just a rip-off version of Hidden, you know, like Scene Anders back in the day used to play. What is Scene Anders doing nowadays? I really wonder. Probably shouldn't have done... blah, blah, blah. I probably shouldn't have opened up the swarm whenever I am low on ammo. But again, we do have a resupply, and we also do have, you know, 5 resupplies. And I'm being stingy about resupplies, dude. Why? Can I pet the maggot? No, I can't. Alright, let's get this road on the show. Excuse me, let me parse that. I used to play a lot of Left 4 Dead, too, back in the day. I didn't really do a whole lot of competitive on that, but I did touch on it. And I think I got, like, you know, at least 200 hours in Left 4 Dead. So I must have played at least, like, 50 hours of the competitive mode back in the day. But I wouldn't say I played a whole hell of a lot of it. Because, you know, mostly what I think of playing a whole hell of a lot is, you know, 500 hour. I guess Dead by Daylight. I played a whole hell of a lot of Dead by Daylight. So, you know what? That might be my competitive game. What are your competitive games? Because, you know, I don't really enjoy them all too much as I enjoy, you know, co-op experiences because, A, I'm not that much of a competitive person. Mostly because I'm just like, I start thinking about it way too hard and being like, wow, I need to get better. I'm pretty shit at this. I need to do this and this, and, like, I start getting really depressive in myself, being like, wow, I'm pretty shit. And that's mainly why I stopped playing competitive games. Like, I need to be better than this person. Guaranteed. And I would start looking in at all that bullshit. And now that I don't do that, I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm pretty good at the things that I do, which is, you know, taking 3 shots to shoot a fucking a basic grunt whenever I could just use 1 shot and focus fire it instead of, you know, properly aiming. Actually, if I had armor, it's still 3 shots. What a wonderful time. It's also that competitive games just, like, give a whole load of unnecessary stress, and I get, like, that's probably another reason why I don't play them all too often. Not to saying that co-op games don't give unnecessary stress, just look at Overcooked 2. That's a whole stressful game in itself, and if you played Overcooked 2, you know what the hell I'm talking about. But it's mostly just I don't stress about it all too much in cooperative games, because I'm like, I'm having a good time. Hopefully the people around me are having a good time. And, like, even if I'm doing bad at the game, I don't care. Like, at the end of the day, I'm having fun. And that is more than succeeding at the mission in, like, Helldivers or, you know, DRG. As long as I am having fun, it doesn't really matter whether I win or lose. And then, you know, in competitive games, I lost a competitive game. There goes my fucking elo! God dang it! Yeah, I don't like ranked as well. I don't like putting myself on a global leaderboard. I literally just play games to have fun. Who knew about that? It's such a wild concept, isn't it? Also, that is a wave. that is, fuck. Please die. Why is there two of you, dude? Oh. Thanks. Kill them. No, you need to... Toss another one. What the fuck am I doing here? Just call in another resupply. All right, you've been needing another resupply. You get a little bit of a resupply. Just don't go down. Red Rock Blasters is the reason why we're still up, by the way, because we have gone 1 billion% in the negative of HP, and that is the reason why we are still up. So Red Rock Blasters made it so that I can pass this mission a whole lot easier. Does it matter? I don't know. It probably would have been a lot more sketchy, but, you know, we have 3 revives, so I don't think it would have been that big of a deal. But starting that, whenever a wave just initially started, was a big indicator of this mission's kind of fucked. And by this mission's kind of fucked, I more mean this section's kind of fucked. And also, we don't really have a very good follow-up for when we do throw a Voltaic Stun Sweeper. We don't have any blow-through. We don't have any, like, AoE weapon. We don't have a very good follow-up to it. We have 2 single-target weapons at the moment. Now, of course, I could still walk towards a enemy and, you know, shoot them in the freaking face, which is what I've been doing thus far. But it is, as you see, it required me to call down another resupply, which I didn't really want to do during this section. Does it matter that I called down another resupply? No, it's the option that you should always do. Is do I need some help? Yes. Call down a resupply in the AoE of the bats to defend this area. Alright, this should go a lot better, mostly because I didn't just start it when another swarm came in. You want to know what I also forgot to do at the entirety of that? Is I forgot to do this. I forgot that Bosco has fucking cryo rockets, and that could have made it so that I didn't actually take that much damage. So, you know what? That's mostly on me that I took that much damage in that section. I should make sure to do better. Does it really matter? Again, I keep saying, like, does this matter, does this matter? Most of the time, no. Also, I could have been using Hoverclock to stay up. I could have been actually, like, you know, hitting bugs and doing that. Again, whatever I said, hey, at the beginning of this mission, I clocked Hoverclock, and I'm like, how many times am I going to use it in this mission? The answer is, that's the only time that I'm going to legitimately use it. Is that just a problem with me not knowing that, you know, I have Hoverclock and, you know, putting it in my repertoire of things that I should do? Yes, because you should be putting it into your repertoire of things that you can do. Because it is actually maybe kind of important. I don't know, who cares? That didn't actually get sent out, really? Can you just, like, freeze all of them, and then I shoot them, and then I get pushed out by the fucking oppressor, meaning I need to spend a little bit more time here? Please get done with it, thank you. Okay, now I can leave. That was not very good, but hey. Let's not talk about what just happened there. Anyway, we're now headed into the next part of the mission, which is hopefully going to be a fun mission. I have no idea. I didn't even look up the Elite Deep Dive, so everything's new. I think the Elite Deep Dive videos are better if I don't look it up before I go into the Elite Deep Dive, because some of the times I do, some of the times I don't, and it just, like, depends on my actual mood and which class I'm going into. If I'm playing NG/Scout, I am more likely to look it up rather than not, because A, randomizers with NG and Scout are the hardest randomizers to go and do. Just because, you know, Scout always gets a shit mission, like, hey, salvage operation is a shit mission. What are some other shit missions for Scout? Because everything else you can just kite bugs endlessly while you do the mission objective. Like, Elevator is pretty bad, because it locks you into that one area, but I think it's literally just salvage operation it can be a make or break. If you get the wrong grenades and, you know, all that. Low O2, kill Dreadnought. Not great, but okay. I just realized the other one that's bad for Scout is Escort Duty. That's another one that's bad for Scout. So, Low O2 is one of the most annoying mission modifiers that you can ever get. The more annoying one would probably be Haunted Caves. I don't know, Swarmageddon and Blood Sugar are also pretty bad for being annoying. But those can also be like, oh, it's hard. What the... What is going on here? Hello? There's a... Can you deal with him while we wait? Being bit by... Bosco, where the hell are you? Can you just... Thank you. Thank you, Bosco. I'm so glad that you can actually provide some meaningful benefit to this mission, besides just, you know, flying with your appendages up your thrusters. So, Low O2 means I'm using every single resupply that I have. Alright, I don't want to just rely on Mully, and also... Okay, you know what? That's a skill issue. Simply just skill issue on that one. I don't want to rely on Mully to walk her happy little butt over to me, even though that I do have Speedster, which means it's not that bad that I don't... that, you know, Low O2 exists, but I'm still going to do it anyway, because it is just... Why are you up there, brother? Like, what made you choose violence in your life? And the problem is that probably because he was born that way, you know, he's a bug, and, you know, bugs don't like dwarves. For whatever reason, it's almost like we're mining their whole freaking planet. We're the actual bad guys. Nah, they're giant, disgusting bugs. You just shoot them and be better for it. Alright. So, first off, let's get through the Glyphid Hive Guard, because that will be a not really fun encounter, but we have Mully and also a resupply to help us. You know what I haven't gotten over yet in my DRG playthrough? I've been playing a lot of Pit Jaw Warning. So now, anytime I run into an area that I haven't been in, I am looking at the ground looking for specific telltale signs of Pit Jaws. And I still haven't recovered from that. Like, I've played probably 5 Pit Jaw Warnings in a row for the videos, and also just to, like, do my seasonal challenges and all that. It has been just a time with that. I hate the fact that you can melee 180 degrees, or excuse me, 280 degrees around you. I think it's 280. It's damn near 100% of you, right? But this shouldn't be that bad. Now, the biggest problem that I'm going to have is the fact that I have too many options to shoot her with, and most of it... Actually, you know what? It's just fire twice, wait for that to reload, and then I'm good. Because I don't have to, you know, I don't have Born Ready. I was functioning like I didn't have Born Ready, but I do for that specific weapon. I don't know why it exists, but hey, you know, it does. Can I just... Excuse me? You're out of ammo for that weapon? How much? I mean, you have like 26 shots, and I only got like 1 resupply, so you know what? You know what? That makes sense. All right. Well, this shouldn't be that bad, right? Just, you know, animation cancel the M1000, which is, you know, one of the best animation cancels in the entire game. I think like tied with Loki or something like that. I don't really animation cancel all too much in this game, but I know that animation canceling the M1000 is like second nature. It just depends on how good the animation cancel is. If it's like saving me on, you know, middle seconds or like less than a second, I mostly don't care. But if it's saving me like a full second, like this one feels like it is, then I'm more inclined to do it. But if it's like mining animation cancels, like this is technically faster, I'm like, fuck that shit, dude. That is way too much, like, hassle and worry about that. I just missed that like 5 times. It is kind of hard to hit, to be perfectly fair, whenever you're, you know, in front of the bug. She just made that I'm literally behind her, dude. Stop that. Get some fucking help, dude. Alright, so now we have 6 eggs to go with a who knows how many swarms. And by who knows how many swarms, I mean 2 swarms, but, you know, I'm just going to try and get through this section of the video really quick so I can ship this out, like, you know, some DRG slop. Just ship it out, get out of here. This is for your, you know, as somebody put it, shoveling your driveway type video, which is, you know what? I am perfectly happy to be shoveling your driveway type video, because that is the type of content that I want to make. I don't want to make content that you like put on your first monitor and watch, dude. And I am proud of it. That's mostly the reason why I don't like to edit my videos all too much. That's why I leave editing my videos to somebody else. And by somebody else, I mean that is a fucking stalker, and I need to get the hell out of here. I gotta get out of here, man! Felt like that fucking fish from SpongeBob, dude. Okay, where the hell is that guy? Like, I'm out of ammo. Oh my god. There he is! Get him! God bless! Kill him now! God. Kill John Lennon. Sleeper activated. There's a problem. I need to be next to a resupply real quick. And if I'm next to a resupply, I might as well just take a bunch of damage from the menace. Like, you know, I don't have to take a bunch of damage to the menace, but I felt like that. Red Rock Blaster is making you feel a little bit quirky at night. You know, the dwarves get a little bit quirky when on Red Rock Blaster. Just die to that, please. He didn't. But, you know, he could have. That's the reason why I did it. Dude, I don't know. Just click in their general direction, alright? You don't have enough ammo to really talk about, like, how you're going to be dealing with any of these bugs besides, you know, clicking at them. And also, you're already fucking out of, like, help, dude. Some people actually get rid of the sounds for low O2, and I understand it. It's kind of annoying to have someone be gasping in your ear, you know. Gasp in my ear, that's a little bit gay, don't you think? I don't know why my brain said that, alright? My brain just, like, said, you know what? You know what would be funny? That joke right there. And you know what? It was funny to me, so that's the most important part. I don't care if it's funny to you all, alright? You guys can get, you know, middling benefits from my stupid jokes, but I get full. I'm the funniest person I know, and I love it. Sniffing my own farts, I might seem. I'm happy to sniff my own farts. It's my own ass. It's the best ass. Okay, that's the end of those jokes. I don't have armor break. God bless. Dude's just sucking me off. Okay, you know what? Maybe that should be cut from the recording. The Bacteria came up to... No! Stop. Okay. Skip this part. I'm sorry that I ever mentioned this part of the video. Okay, so we finally got the last swarm that we need to take care of. And then we will be getting out of here. We still have one more egg to pull. But we do have Speedster, so Bosco should be over here soonish to pull it. I mean, I could use my own 2 hands to do it, and by my own 2 hands, I mean, this is getting a little bit sketch. By getting a little bit sketch, I mean, I need to get out of here? Toss that, please. Bosco's here, so grab this, touch this, and then just call the drop pod, because stun sweepers are absolutely busted with how much they stun bugs. They are really good for, like, emergency, I need to do something real quick real quick that doesn't take that much time, and that is usually picking somebody up. What they're bad at, I don't know, Hazard 5 swarms? And then, like, you know, I need to stun this specific bug, and that specific bug, and then, you know, it just, you know, stuns that bug, and then the other 9 bugs, I don't know, man. I'll probably stun them, who knows? Alright, where the hell is the drop pod? Molly is already, like, in? What the fuck? Where is she? She already ran, dude? Did I just, like, miss it? Okay, dude, sure. Well, that's the mission. I hope you guys enjoyed, because that was a fun time. You know, I hope you have a wonderful day, and you know what? I hope to see you all again.